Hey. Hey, everyone. So fair warning, we are without a producer tonight, so bear with us.
You did it good.
I wasn't sure I was going to get any of the timing right, but yay, we got it. How are you, Dani?
Good.
Yeah.
Good to see you. It's been a couple of weeks.
It has been. What was like 3 weeks this time, right?
Yeah.
Just due to like scheduling and everything, but it feels good to be back. I like this.
It does, yes.
Yeah. And we actually have a few people on this side here already. Yeah. So let me see if I can do this. Let's say hi to people. We have Stacy. Hi, Stacy. And we have Mark Brown's in the house. Hey, Mark.
Hi, Mark. Cult member.
Cult member Mark Brown. We have Sandra Pickle. Hey, Sandy. And we have Courtney Peterson. Hi, Courtney. And then, oh, hey, see, can you tell I'm not used to this? Jenny Davis. And then, okay, so I think that's everyone at the moment. If I missed anyone, I am so sorry. It is not my regular thing to keep track of the side so much.
Watch out for us today.
Yeah. Everybody, I apologize in advance. So how was your weekend?
It was good. Mine was, I don't know what I did this weekend. Why do I always forget what I've done on the weekend? Because it still is the weekend.
Yeah, it still technically is the weekend.
Last weekend was my big weekend, and this weekend was just kind of like rebooting. And
you know what? Sometimes it's nice just to have, like, was it like a low-key weekend for you? And just like relax. Those are so needed sometimes.
Yes, especially after big weekends. I had company for like 4 days in a row because it was birthdays and parties, and it was a lot.
Yeah, like even when it's enjoyable, it takes a toll, you know? Just like energetically. But yeah, so we had so I was out in Cashtown this weekend, which was really phenomenal, and I'll touch on that later, but investigating in general for me, it'll take me days to come back from an investigation, just from being up late. And I talked to like Sarah and I had talked about this before, like paranormal hangover. A lot of that, I think, at least for me anyway, is like dehydration. Like I don't drink enough water. Like I'll be zipping around, like, you know, trying to help everybody, and then instead of going for a water, which would be smart, I'll do like, you know, a coffee or like a soft tea or something with caffeine in it, because I want to keep awake. In the meantime, I am dehydrating myself.
Yeah, I think most people are like that. You do, because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, you automatically think, I need coffee.
Oh yeah. It's like, oh. And I don't know, like, I guess you can tell I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or what, but I used to be able to like stay up for like a day and a half, 2 days, no problem. Like not even go to sleep. And
I know.
Forget it. Now I'm like, I need 3 days to get over one night of staying up too late. It's ridiculous.
Well, I know it's even like when you do an investigation, you can stay up much later than you normally do, because it's kind of like, I notice like if you stay up past a certain time, you catch like that second wind, and then you're definitely going to stay up like another 4 hours. And there's also that one that's right around like 2 a.m. where I've woken up before at 2 a.m. and like if your adrenaline's flowing, you just stay up. And like I've gotten some really good work done like at that time.
Really?
But you always pay for it later.
Yes, I definitely agree with that one. So this thing from, where's from Jenny here? Let's see, what is this? Oh,
sorry, I clicked on that.
Oh my goodness, sorry. I'll let you deal with it then. Did I see? Oh, I did. So yeah, I stayed in room 6, and I've stayed in that room quite a few times now. So there have been moments where you will hear someone walking around. I know one of the first times I investigated there, Rob actually stayed in that room that time. I actually stayed in the main part, and he stayed in room 6 that time. He had his bathroom lock itself. Like, so, like he said it, like it sounded like, I think if I'm getting the story straight, it sounded like someone went into his bathroom and then locked the door. So he had to like pick the lock to his bathroom to be able to use it. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This time, like in the middle of the night, I heard it sounded like someone going through my toiletry bag. So like, you know how like the plastic cases from your makeup when they clink together, and like it's a very distinct sound. Like, you know, when someone's going through your makeup bag. I heard that and I'm like, okay, what's going on? I was a little freaked out. And then I'm like, you know what? I have a REM pod in front of the bathroom door. I had one in front of the bathroom door and one in front of the door that leads to the outside. So like if something would be walking around, I was hoping that, you know, I would capture it. REM pod didn't go off, no nothing. I went into the bathroom and nothing was out of place. So I don't really know. So then I'm like, okay. So like then I'm trying to rationalize it, right? Like, well, was I sleeping? You know, was I like half awake, half asleep, and I just dreamt it? And I don't know. But yeah, it was a little.
That's interesting. Can they like, I mean, one pod, it goes in all directions, right? So even if they came from up above down into your makeup bag, it would still go off, right? I mean,
Yeah,
how
you would
close was it to your
think.
makeup bag?
I mean, it wasn't super close up, but for them to like for something to get in. I mean, okay, if they're using a door frame the way a
Right,
physical
that's what I
person
mean.
would
Like
have to,
maybe they were coming out of the ceiling because I always hear
maybe
about
they
people
were.
like psychics talking about ghosts coming out of the ceiling or entities coming out of the ceiling. So maybe it just like a spider came down, shuffled through your bag, and then whoop, went back up.
Freak out if I saw a ghost coming down like a spider. Oh my goodness. No. Could you imagine?
New horror movie.
That's a little scary. That actually makes it super creepy. But yeah, no, I mean, I guess, yeah, if they went around it, but not like in a conventional way, then yeah, they totally
Yeah.
bypass the REM pod or REM device. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I gotta stop. But let's
Oh,
see.
I love that. So you guys did the scrying, right?
Yes. So
Psychometry.
yeah, so the evening was 3 different workshops, and, we started with psychometry, and then we went into, scrying with a twist, which is really fun. That's Sarah's one. She does it's scrying and automatic writing together, which I think is
cool.
it's really fun. I always
Yeah.
love that one. I get some really crazy I have some scribbles around here somewhere. I don't know where I put the thing. But, and then all that kind of leads into remote viewing, and, it's fun to see people. So Rob took it's actually Stacy's course that he did his most studying under, and he like there's a lot of information. So he tries to get all of like the pertinent information into like a 45-minute workshop. And he does a pretty good job at hitting all like the main points, and people were getting hits on things. So
Wow.
yeah, that
Cool.
I know I said about this backstage, but like I always get nervous right before these things because these are things that it takes time to develop your skill sets. It's like
Right.
underdeveloped muscle, right? But
Yeah.
just to see people even just getting a little nugget of that is so
Yeah.
exciting. You're like, oh, okay, they're paying attention, they're really trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's exciting
That's
for you to see those things.
it is exciting. I love that. And I agree. Like you never know when you're doing anything like that that's kind of more metaphysical. You don't know what's going to happen. My dream experiment that you and I did together, this
Yeah.
last one about the dream talisman, talisman.
Yeah, talisman.
I forgive me for pronouncing that wrong,
Oh,
but I mean, like
pronounce
you
everything wrong.
don't know if anybody's going to get it or not. And just because I've had success with other, experiments, this one I didn't get anybody. Sam sent me something, and then I had an experience that I thought was interesting. But I didn't get anything from anybody. So if anybody sent something, we didn't get it, and
Yeah, I
you can
didn't
like
get
put on the side that what your experience was. But you want me to kind of like bring up again what it was? In case anybody didn't see.
Absolutely.
So my whole thing was I had read a blog post, and a guy had a dream, and in his dream, a dream talisman was pointed out to him. And so he then found it in his backyard the next day, and it was a rock, and he had to carve it a certain way. So that kind of sparked the idea that I thought it'd be fun to try to see if we could have a dream of an object that's meant to be our dream talisman and then find it in our waking life. And we had like 3 weeks to do it. And so at first I thought it was playing cards, and I went to the store. I couldn't find playing cards. I mean, how can you not find regular playing cards anywhere? I could not, none. And so then I'm like, this is a sign, because this is unusual in itself that I can't find cards. So then a couple nights later, I had a dream, and I felt like I needed to spit, and I spit out a rock. And I was like, okay, that's like in my mind, I was like, that's weird. And then I woke up. And the next day I was in the Dollar Tree, and I'm standing online getting ready to check out buying stuff. And I found this, and it's a rock that says dream. And so talisman are usually like, could be stones, jewelry, objects that have like some kind of inscription in it, an intention. To me, it could be anything, but like the general term is that. And I just realized when I was reading up on that I was like, oh my God, it's already inscribed with dream. So
Yeah,
that made it that much cooler that I
phenomenal.
found that. Now, the
Meant
whole
to
thing is
be.
you could use the talisman for different things. I was kind of trying to do it for lucid dreaming because even though everybody says, "Oh, I lucid dream," I'm so into this shit, and I have never been able to lucid dream. As soon as I know I'm dreaming, I always wake up, and I won't say that I'm excited. I'm just aware. So I'm not like, "Oh my god, I'm dreaming." I'm just like, "Wait, I think I'm dreaming," and then I wake up. Oh wait,
Does that
so
you think that acknowledgement, do you think that is like that's what wakes you up? Is that you're acknowledging it and then
I guess so. That's what they say is that you because you're aware. But I mean, so then at what point do you control that? I don't know. You have
yeah.
to take a class. But and then I don't know if Sam wants me to share hers. I don't see her on the side, but she sent me something that a word had come up to her, and then she actually got a text message from somebody with that word, and the word they used was something very unusual. So I kind
Oh,
of felt like what it did is it may not have brought talisman to people, but I think it kind of like sparked to exercise, like you were saying, exercise that muscle and kind of see what you can do in your dreams and what can manifest. And whether you call this a coincidence that I found the rock the next day, it's cool either way. And it made it more exciting for me to try stuff like that again. And I know you said you had something
yeah.
happen too.
And I don't know if that like I don't believe in coincidence like that. For you finding that rock, I feel like that was meant to happen, especially since you had started off looking for a deck of cards. And honestly, like usually you can find a deck of cards like even at a checkout line. They're usually like hanging
Right?
on
Yeah.
the boards. Yeah. So I think that was just like the universe is like, no, you're supposed to find this rock. Like
Yeah.
that's yeah. I love that. But yeah, so when I tried and I wanted so desperately for this to like I think I don't know if I was trying too hard, but I really wanted to have like something just be super obvious in my dream. I think that's what it is too. Like I was wanted something so obvious to show up like, oh, okay, yeah, that's gonna be my talisman. So I always have a hard time dreaming, right? So I tried a couple of nights just setting an intention before bed. I'm like, okay, this is more than what I normally do before going to bed. So hopefully that like sparks something.
Yeah.
First couple of nights didn't really get anything, or like I would have a dream, but the second I would wake up I would forget, like I would like the second I would start forgetting it right away.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well this isn't working. So I was like, all right, I'm really like I love tarot to everything with me, like I always try to incorporate tarot somehow. The magician, for me, the magician card is he's got all of the elements that he needs. He has everything at his disposal to manifest things. So it's like a card of manifestation. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to start meditating on the magician card before bed and just sort of like ask the energy of that card to assist me in my dreams. The
Yeah.
first night I did that, I had a dream and it was crazy. And I didn't have enough time to write it down, which I was so upset about because by the end, by the time I had a moment to like scribble things down, I was already forgetting like all the important parts. And I don't
Yeah.
really know that there was like a talisman in that one particularly. But yeah, it always bums me out when I can't remember. It's like, why did
I
I
know.
forget it so fast? But yeah, so then like I did it again, and I've been doing this because I kind of really want to see where this goes now because I'm starting to dream now after asking for like the assistance of the
Yeah.
magician. So this last dream, I don't think I told you anything about like I couldn't remember a lot of it, but I was with somebody, and I think in the dream they were my mother in the dream, but they're not like actually my birth mother. It's just in the dream this
Right.
person was my mother. We were going to different stores for something. We were looking for something in a store, and I don't remember what. Who knows? It was probably my talisman, right?
Yeah, you were looking for the talisman with your
It
like spirit
was.
guide. Yeah, or
She
the
was just started
magician. Yeah.
saying that. I'm like, doy, that's what I was asking for, right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden there's this lady and she's blonde, but she's like in this silvery, it's this weird like silvery material where there's sequins and there's like little like it's just very like whimsical, very fairy like outfit, but she's human,
Wow.
right? She's not a fairy, but
Yeah.
like she's dressed in this, and
Yeah.
we're for some reason we start following her, and then the dream kind of stops, and I see it's like this red orb, this red light, or it could be a dot. I'm not really sure. Like it was glowing, so I'd like to say orb, right? But it could just be a dot, whatever. So I'm like, okay, for some reason I felt like that has some sort of connection, like something's going to connect with me in the waking world with that for a talisman. I haven't had something click yet. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. But yeah, just trying to trying to find a talisman has made it so that now I'm actually having dreams again, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's what I mean. Like sometimes doing experiments, you may not get what you were looking for, but something else good comes out of it. And I love that that's literally what's happening is you were having a dream trying to find your dream talisman, and you had like your maybe your spirit guide and then this other woman. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see like you keep doing that and see what you get. And if you come across like a piece of jewelry or something with, a red dot or in a red room or something.
So yeah,
cool.
yeah. As soon as I find something, you're gonna be the first person. I'll be like, Dee, guess what?
Yeah, definitely.
I'll be all excited. But yeah, so I like the fact that I didn't get exactly what I wanted, but it's exciting, and I'm learning different things about. Okay, I can actually now I'm using tarot cards now to help me in my.
That's such a great idea.
Yeah. Which I don't know why I never thought of that before, because I'm like, I use them for everything else. Like, why not that?
Right. And it's funny because you mentioned that, and the dream deck that I have of tarot, it does say about like picking a card and focusing on that for dreaming and asking questions. So like if there's a specific card, like you use the magician, you can do that and find out the meaning of the card and then use that almost like a dream talisman, right? It's a guide.
Yeah, kind of, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love that. I guess we should.
I was gonna say, I think, yeah, if you're okay with, I'm gonna pull a card for Stacy real quick. Yeah. And then I think we had someone, was it Ava? Avi? Okay.
And Rachel and Dale say hi.
Oh, hey Dale. Hi, Rachel. All right, this is for Stacy. I always feel like I should have like a fun shuffle, and I don't.
Oh, my shuffling is terrible. I just do the side.
People that do like these really fun. I'll pull another one for this real quick. It's an amazing card. It's the 8 of Wands, which I absolutely love. I just want to know if there's something that we can lean into a little bit more with that, because I don't want to keep it so general. Okay.
Ooh, a jumper.
So we started off with the 8 of Wands. And so like the 8 of Wands, you see how like they're all, I think I've explained this one before too, but like they're all kind of falling into place and there's no obstacles in front of them. So this kind of just means that universe is flowing, your energy is flowing, right? So just things are going to line up the way they need to. This is energy is moving and moving quite fast. And there is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of Pentacles. I should know all these as soon as we get on screen, and all of a sudden I can't remember numbers. So with this one, Pentacles are more of like your grounding, your earthly matters, anything that deals with security, money, just groundedness, anything that's just the physical realm, basically. So with this card, she seems very calm, very collected, enjoying her garden and just the environment that she's in. So she's very well off, and it's all of her hard work, all of her financial decisions, like all of these things that she has done for herself are now paying off, and she's able to just relax and just be in her moment and just enjoy life. So I don't know, Stacey, if you got something going on where you're going to need some fast moving energy here, but whatever's happening for you right now, it's going in exactly the right direction. I know it's like still super vague, but hopefully that makes sense for you. And then let me pull, was that Avi? I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm saying your name wrong. Please, I apologize. It's been a long weekend.
I'm trying to see what she says here. She says, "How did it feel when he saw me at the party last night?" Is that?
I have no idea what that.
Because I don't see something above that besides, "Can I get a reading?" So she asking us. Are you asking specifically for a reading on how?
Okay, so we will pull. Oh, you're welcome, Stacy. Okay, Ace of Cups. So with the Ace of Cups, So cups are going to be your emotional state, your heart center, emotion, anything to do with like an intuition and psychic ability. And so this is your energy's moving into this fresh, new, like your cups run at the over. You know how you're just like you're overfilled with emotion. And so depending on, I don't want to make this sound bad because it's not bad, but like depending on where your emotional state is now. So like if you're not feeling really great, this is a really good reminder to just check your emotional state and start focusing on your gratitude and focusing on self-love, self-care, because then that's going to bubble up all of those great emotions, and then you'll be reignited with good energy, and then you'll be able to move forward with like a better emotional state. If you're already in a really good spot, this is great for, maybe there might be either some sort of self-care improvement thing, or a new love interest might be flowing in. This is just one of those, just keeping check of where your emotions are, and tapping into your intuition, because your intuition is going to be really heightened right now. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense for you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was going to pop this up that Eric had said, sounds like soul travel lessons in the astral plane. I think that was in reference to your dream.
Maybe. Okay. I always wondered how that works. Like, I guess you can astral project in a dream. You don't necessarily need to focus a meditation on that, right? Like it could happen.
I almost feel like you can, that you end up in different places, different times. I really believe that you're the way you do. And I think that you definitely get lessons, and I think you connect with others. That I have the belief that if we're a collective conscious, that when people that we're meeting with in our dreams sometimes are aspects of ourselves and symbols, but sometimes it could be that we're, meeting up with others who are dreaming, and we'll never know it, because there's no big dream database where everybody puts their dreams in every night. So someday maybe like the AI, I know people hate that, but if everybody were to put their dreams in every night, just say one night or 1 week, and they could make the connections on who had the same dream.
I mean, okay,
it might figure that out.
A little scary, because then it can pull all kinds of information, but at the same time, how cool would that be to be able to make a connection and be like, oh my gosh, we were in the same like dream state, or yeah.
Well, and somebody that I know that's a twin, she had a dream, and when she was talking to her sister also had the same dream, but her sister remembered the ending of the dream and was able to tell her how it ended.
What? No way. Wait, but the same dream.
Yeah.
How do you...
Same dream, same night. They're twins, so I mean, obviously they're connected. But
there is something with twins and energy, and
definitely.
They shared a space for how long? So yeah, I guess that they'd be able to. That's wild. Could you imagine? Oh, that's so wild.
I would love somebody to finish my dreams for me.
Nice.
Sometimes you wake up and you're like, dang it, because my cats tend to wake me up.
Oh, so the thing with cats, right? Like, so there's always that, I don't know if this is superstition or if this is whatever, but they always say how like they're more connected to the other side. Do you ever have like your cats come into a dream, or like something that reminds you of your
about
cat?
Gemini? I have had my cats come in. I had a cat before, Sarge, and he one time, when I was first getting into all this stuff, I was pushing him in a shopping cart, and he was standing up, but he was talking to me, and he was telling me all this wisdom, which I couldn't remember when I woke up. But in the dream, I was like, wow, this is so cool. And I remember like waking up and him looking at me and me looking at him. I'm like, you were talking to me in the dream.
That's crazy.
But cats are intuitive. You never heard my Gemini story? I have a cat, Gemini. When she was little, she almost died because she ate a string and had to have surgery. And so she's always been a little bit more quiet and different. And so one day she came to me with a piece of paper, and she brought it up on top of the bed. So cat carrying a piece of paper, already strange.
Okay.
The paper was an email from my grandfather from the year 2000 that I had printed. I don't even know why I printed it. And it said something like, it said something really basic. And then it said, tell everyone I say hello.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so I literally told every family member what had happened and that he says hello.
Aww.
But I mean, of all the papers that I have under my bed, she selected that paper, gave it to me on the bed, and it was from my grandfather. So to me, that means that cats, there's something. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
again, that's a hell of a coincidence.
I mean,
You
yeah,
know?
no, right there. That I don't think that's coincidence though. Like that's definitely
Yeah. I
yeah.
think they're super intuitive.
I don't know how they're connected, but they yeah. I've only had a few cats in my life as pets, but each and every single one of them extremely unique personalities, but also like
Mm-hmm.
would freak me out with the things that they would do because it's like that's like why like they're just like really weird mystical type stuff and I'm like yeah okay like yeah
Yeah.
they're not just pets. I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain
There's
that.
something. There's
Yeah.
definitely something about them.
And then there's something too with their purring. There's something with their purring or something that
Healing.
they do. Yeah, it actually like
It
heals our
heals.
chakras. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy
and it's
how it
interesting
all works.
because you look to see, like some cats will come up to you and they'll knead on you and they'll start purring.
Yeah.
My cats do that to me all the time too. And they're always like in my like stomach area. And so I'm always like, and they do it all the time. And maybe it's the softest, fattest part of me. I don't know, but they like really knead on me. And I feel like I feel healed after they
Yeah.
do it. There's something about it.
They're like
And
little
so I'm
Reiki
like,
masters, I swear.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
they are. It's really interesting.
it's so fun.
I guess I
Um,
should answer this question. Let's see. I had a dream the other night that I was with Rob at the Roadhouse and female spirits came in wearing full body green screen outfits. They were very friendly in a stripper kind of way. Oh,
wow.
so well, that would depend on what you mean by very friendly in a stripper kind of way. Because my perception of that could be different than yours. But I mean, green screen does what? It like makes something look like something it's not.
It
So they
does.
represent I mean, just both ways, right? I mean, strippers could be entertainment, it could be sex, it could be, I don't know what it means to
Like
him.
attention or attention seeking or
Yeah,
any of that.
attention seeking.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I feel like there's something that means that there's something that you think is a spirit, but the green screen outfit means that it's projecting itself as something else. So are the spirits the spirit world, the paranormal? Again, you have to kind of decide what those symbols mean to
Huh.
you. But for me, that means it's like it's concealing something.
Ooh, like trying to show itself as something different than what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I mean, it's weird, but I like that it like
That is
that.
an interesting dream. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I am going to pull a card for Rachel really quick. Rachel was with us at Cashtown. It was really fun seeing
Oh,
her.
cool.
She is amazing. She has more intuitive ability, I think, than she even realizes. She picks up on things. It's wild.
Yeah. Well, she's great with dreams too and connecting with the dream world. So I can totally see that. Yeah.
Yeah, she is. I love it. Like just even like then she found her a nice spot to just sit and kind of like just tap into herself before we even went into everything. And I think that really she's got a good system. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna pull you another card as well for this. So it's Nine of Swords. So swords are always about like your thought processes, about the element of air. Okay, one more card and then I can tell you this. So Rachel, I'll bring these up and I'll explain them a little better. But what I'm seeing right now is there's some kind of internal struggle or something that you're worried about. But the universe is trying to clear your okay. It's trying to clear your path for you, and you have the strength to get through this. So, Nine of Swords, right? So with this one, you can see there's a person that they're in bed, right? But they're not rested. They're not sleeping. They're too much inside their head. They're even holding their head. And so like all these swords are kind of like almost going through him in a way. So it's more like swords in this are your thoughts, the worried thoughts. These are they're just not flowing the way they should. They're interfering. And I don't know if you can see right at the bottom of the bed, there's this little, it's two people, they're in a battle, they're in a duel. So it's almost like you're fighting yourself, you're letting your thoughts get the best of you, or you're stuck in some sort of a loop. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but you're kind of building something up a little bit more than it needs to be. This is one of those things where you kind of already know, you're gonna already know the answer to this, but you're fighting yourself on it. But what the universe is trying to do for you right now, so just pay attention for signs, because you're going to start getting signs, and I don't know how you're going to get them, but they're going to start coming to you. Obstacles are being removed from your path right now, and this might be something where maybe you're not seeing the benefit of some of these things being removed for you, and maybe that's where some of this fighting is coming from, this internal struggle. But your path is being cleared for you, and the universe wants you to know that you have the strength to get through this. You're so much stronger. Your whole aura, you are just, I don't know if you even realize, and I know you personally, so like I'm going to throw a little bit of what I know of you into this. You're a very strong woman. You have this beautiful feminine vibe about you, but it's not like that dainty, oh, look, she's fragile. She's not fragile. She is a very strong, like almost like Valkyrie, like Viking woman, And Rachel, whatever's going, just go with the flow, because you got this, beautiful. You got this. So I don't know if that makes any sense to you for anything, but that's a really good reading. Just go with the flow. You got this.
You have another one here. Candy is here.
Candy, what's up?
And let's see.
Kaylee. Hey, wait. When did Kaylee pop in here? She's like a little ninja.
Oh, she was in here.
All right. Let me pull a card for Kaylee then. She's a little sweetie.
Whoops.
Oh, I love you too, Rachel.
Aww. She said that makes all the sense in the world.
Okay, good. All right, Ace of Pentacles. Let me get a little bit of clarification here. Okay. I have a lot of pentacles. I like this. So Ace of Pentacles. Like I said before, pentacles are your stability, your earthy, grounded, your materialistic. So you're going to be moving into a time frame of a little bit more security, or something fresh and exciting is going to spark something inside you that you're going to want to go towards, either a career or some sort of a hobby that's going to make you feel more secure, more grounded. And this is something like you're really going to be sparked by this. So you're really going to take your time, and you're going to hone your craft, and you're going to get it just right. And you're going to flourish in this, and people are going to see that, you really did put the time, the effort, and the love into this. And people are going to see that, acknowledge it. And it's just going to make that security, and that whole situation is just, you're coming into something really good for just like the physical realm. So I don't know if that's like a career path for you, or if it's a hobby. Keep doing what you're doing. You're going in the right direction with this. Just keep honing your skill sets, honey. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense for you. That was one thing I was actually going over. I always bring my deck of cards with me everywhere I go. It's kind of like, kind of become like almost a nervous thing. So even I've noticed I've started doing this when I'm really nervous now too. Somehow my travel deck that I have in my purse somehow makes it into my hands, and I sit there and I shuffle the deck when I'm nervous now too. But so like I'll bring it. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of probably, if I would start pulling a card every single time I do that, I'd probably get some answers to things, right? Like an intuitive.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started
even encouragement or something.
Right? Yeah. Started bringing these out during investigations, and it's fun to be able to pull cards, because then it sparks these amazing conversations that I probably would not have had with certain people, or like just to see how like I even know like this weekend was more about tapping into yourself, right? But I still for some reason don't always like connect certain people with certain paths, and just being able to like the bringing out the deck sparks those conversations where I'm like, oh, I learned this whole new skill set about somebody. that I wouldn't have known before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I mean, we all have like our public face, really, right? And then same thing with dream work. When you do dream work with people, you see that they may be totally in a different place than you think,
Yeah.
and just like doing these things like pulling the cards and working with your intuition. Sometimes just talking to somebody a little bit sparks your own intuition, kind of lights the fire in their intuition and helps them, on solving things or working with things. It's cool.
That. And that too, like even comes into we share energy, and then like our energy fields meld with other people's energy fields. So it's like even just like having those conversations, and like you said, like the one person's intuition will spark your intuition or vice versa. And it's just not that a wildfire can be beautiful, but it's like an energetic wildfire sometimes, like when you're in a room with people. And just have you ever walked in a room, like the energy changes, and like we really do connect with people way more than we realize.
I agree with that. Yeah. We impact each other way more than we realize, just, being in the same room. And
D Hoot, did I just see D Hoot's name pop up?
Yeah. If you were in the same location as the person you are pulling a card for, who shuffles the deck, and does it matter? That's a good question.
So I know how I do it. For me, I don't think it matters. There are certain people that when I'm around them, they prefer to hold the deck, which is fine, because then that too, it puts their energy on it, right? So it does help a little bit with the reading. I also think that too, you think of the person's name, it's kind of invoking their energy also. Excuse me. So I feel like either way, it's just whatever you're more comfortable with. I'm so used to shuffling that sometimes I'll just pull the card for the person. But then I have a few people, like my friend Terry, he always comes over when I have the deck out, and he'll take the deck himself and he'll shuffle it. And it works really well when he does. Like we'll pull cards the last couple of times it's worked out where it's like dead on for something that he's doing. So yeah, it's just I guess personal preference on the person that I'm reading for. Yeah. Oh, was that
Andrew was there?
Andy. So remember when I was telling you that there were two people that stayed up till like 4:00 in the front?
Yeah.
Andy's one of them, and then it was him and his son that were sitting out there. And Andy, right? You guys heard the bathroom doors opening and closing. If I'm wrong, please let me know. Not get your story wrong on you, but yeah. It was really cool just to see how everybody really, I was so proud of everybody with my section. So I go over the workshop for psychometry, right? So what psychometry is you're reading the energy on an object. So you know how we were talking about like energy fields, right? Like everybody has an energy field. We're always working with each other's energy. One thing that a lot of people don't realize is anytime you're touching something or you're around something a lot, you're leaving a little piece of yourself, a little piece of your energy sticks onto that, almost like stepping on bubble gum, right? It stays with the object. And like one way I was trying to find, so like when I was putting together the slides for my workshop, right, I was trying to think of a really easy way. What happened, Andy? You didn't catch that? So with the bathroom doors, let me know if that's what you mean. So when I was trying to, how did I totally lose my train of thought?
It's hard to read comments and then stay on track.
Yeah, apparently I cannot multitask today. So putting the slides together, wanted to find a really easy way to explain psychometry, because you can go off the deep end trying to explain it, or you can like under explain it. So yeah, I found this one explanation and it was really cool. So it was saying about how like when you take a shower and you fog up a mirror, right? And then like you write like a crazy little message or like a picture for somebody, the next person to like come into the bathroom, right? You're either going to scare them and make them laugh or whatever. So the next person goes in, does their thing, the mirror fogs right back up, right? So now you're seeing that message that other person left behind. So now sometimes that message can be super clear and you see exactly what they meant for you to see. And then like other times it's a little faded and maybe not everything shows through the way it was intended. And that's kind of how psychometry works. So anytime that we are in contact with something on a consistent basis, so like a watch that you always wear or a wedding band or some piece of jewelry that you always wear, you're putting a lot more of yourself. There's a lot more of your energy attached to that object. So it's going to read a lot easier than, say, like a book that you've touched like once or twice, or was just happened to be in the room when you went through some sort of experience. So you're kind of, psychometry is like that energetic fingerprint, right? And it's like something that you don't even realize that you're leaving behind, but you do leave behind. So I went through all of that with everybody, like all these slides that I had, took them through a little bit of like a breathing, just like a breathing exercise, just to get everyone like calm and centered. And then I asked, for me, what I like to do is I like to imagine my own energy field. And then I imagine that kind of like entombing, like encasing whatever I'm holding, just because in that way, it's like your energy is definitely connected to the energy that's on the object. And then you just kind of let your mind go, like whatever comes to you. And the biggest thing that I always try to stress is it's that information that you're going to get right away. Like, don't overthink it and don't try to build a story around it. Because the second you overthink it or build a story, you're losing it already. Like, it's gone. Not even like your brain, I think. And I don't know, Stacy could, if he's still here, he can still.
Right. It reminds me of that.
But like your brain is meant to like build these stories off of this information that you're getting, right? Like it's just how we're built. So it's that quick hit stuff, that stuff that you get right away. And it might not even make sense to you. Like I had an object that was given to me and I was getting like pictures of planes and like all these like really weird things off of this little item that had nothing to do with it otherwise. Oh, thanks, Stacy. But yeah, and it ended up like it was something that was involved with like a plane crash and all kinds of other stuff. So yeah.
So then do you think like if you have an item that because they always talk about like houses where there was like a murder, and so there's an item like I think it's the Bela Lugosi mirror is one of those where there was a murder of somebody, and so the mirror actually would have seen the murder. So I mean, being that was the person's bedroom mirror, how many times did they look into it already? And then there was a murder that happened right in front of it. So do you think that maybe people just look in the mirror and they always have like this bad feeling, or, you know, you're cleaning it and it just feels like you can never get it clean? Like, does it come out like that way too? Just like a feeling?
Oh my gosh, I would think that absolutely. And that's part of the slides that I do. So you know how we have our six senses, right? Like we have like the seeing, the hearing, the touching, the feeling, smelling, tasting, like which ones I went over, but basically your senses, right? We have a psychic sense that connects to all of our physical senses. So the way you're reading the energy from an object will be completely different a lot of times than someone else does. So like say for example, that mirror, someone goes over to like clean it or something and they feel like they can't get it right. So like they're getting the energy from that mirror is talking to them through like they can't, they're feeling and their senses of not being able to get something clean. Or maybe someone will look in the mirror and they'll see the person that was murdered, or they'll see the whole scene. Or so yeah, I think those objects talk to us in a lot of different ways, and it just depends on what you're more open to even in that moment. Because I know a lot of times I'll see and hear things, and it's just, but it depends on the combination of like, how am I feeling? And that's another thing too. Like when you are trying to do that, if you're super tired or if you're super hungry or if you're like in this agitated state, you're not going to read energy the same as if you'd be, you know, calm and collected and you're just like getting all the information then. So yeah, I think, absolutely. The mirror could totally work in that way to like throw a feeling out there, or to give some kind of a vision, or I mean, maybe feeling to the point of you could actually feel what happened to that person. I mean, I feel like that's a possibility. Which is,
well, that's why I think I like antique stores. I like antique stores for lots of reasons, but it's cool because it's, you know, obviously people's stuff, and some of the stuff is probably people who maybe have passed away. But the thing about this is they don't even have to pass away for you to be able to experience some kind of energy, right? Because it has nothing to do with the death. It just has to do with us and the energy that we put out being attached to the object.
Yeah. And I think too, sometimes, and I often wonder this with residual hauntings, right? Because they don't necessarily need to be someone who's dead even for that. So it's like an energy read, right? So like when you're walking into those antique stores and you're picking up on things, like it might be from someone who's still living, or if say like one of those objects, you bring it home and you're seeing something from it, or like a scene's playing out because you brought this antique home. it could be that that energy signature just decides it's going to play out that way. And that person could still be alive doing whatever, but you're getting this little piece of their history, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It's interesting to think about and what that means in the long run. I mean, I even think of like, I have my grandmother's wedding ring. And so, like, would I be able to hold that and actually, or even wear it and feel her energy, or would it pick up on the most current energy? You know what I mean? Would it go all the way back, do you think, to her, or would it just go with the people who have held it since?
I think it could. It would depend on how, like, on what your intentions are when you pick it up. I think our intentions have a lot to do with how we perceive energy too. So if your intention is you're going to connect with her energy, and this was her ring, so obviously she's had interactions with it, right? She wore it. She was with it all the time. Her energy signature, I think, is still going to be there. I mean, it might not be as strong in that moment as maybe somebody else's who just recently touched it, but it's still going to be there. So if you set that intention that you want to pick up on her or something with her energy field, I feel like your energy is going to try to focus on her energy, and there's going to be a connection there. So like, I feel like that has a lot to do with it. So setting your intention before you read the object. But yeah, I would think that you could still pick up on her as well as anybody else or any of the situations that were around her or the ring at that moment.
Yeah, I think I'd like to try that because I never got to meet her because she passed away long before I was born.
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting to maybe wear it and see, what I can get, like focus. Maybe I would try both, like just the psychometry, because the trouble with that is you've got to have an object where somebody can validate that you're right. Otherwise, you don't know if you're right or not, I guess.
Right.
But even like dreams and trying to I like how you can validate what you're experiencing in waking life and the dream life. They kind of can validate each other. So I'm sure that there's ways, but I think it's fascinating that you, I mean, did you have a lot of success on people?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Stuff,
well, and that's the thing too, like, because it is like using an underdeveloped muscle, right? So it's like, oh, you have all these people bring these objects. And I always try to say, make it something that's very special to you, or like just something that is going to have a little bit more energy to it, right? Because especially since there's a lot of people trying this for the very first time. So I have everybody. It's like this time we went into, like, I did my lecture part, and then we went into a different room to do the reading. And I had everybody bring their objects with them, and then we switched. Like, I had people switch objects, right?
Yeah.
The whole reason I do that is, well, because you know what you brought. You know the memories attached to it, right? So, like, I'm not going to want you to read your own object. If you're switching with someone, now you have someone that can validate if you're picking up on anything or not. And we had a few people. The one lady, her name was Kim. She was so nice. Brand, like, I had never seen her before. Brand new to the whole Get Haunted event scene and everything. So cool. Very open with trying to tap into her intuition. She was getting hits on this object, right? I think, what was it? Like, she was saying about like being in a cave and a picnic table and all this stuff. And so, like, she was explaining it afterwards. And she, I was like, if anyone would like to express what they picked up on, and then we can get some validation for it. And just through discussion, then we discovered this. It was like a little fishing reel thing. I know I'm probably not saying the words right. I don't fish. I don't know. Whatever, like the little, you like zip the line back in. Was that a reel, right? I don't. Anyway, so when she was explaining what she was picking up, at first, they didn't understand the cave part at first, but like the picnic table and the stream, and she got the word June. So she didn't know if it was like the month or a name, but she got the word June. And so there was this whole story around, like, there was the way that the family would go fishing, and like June would be the big month that they would go fishing at this one certain location. And then they would take all the fish that they had caught, and they would put them on this picnic table and take a picture. And that's how they would do it. And then as they were discussing, they realized that the cave, she was like, it's just dark. So I assumed cave, right? So she kind of put a story to it, which is like, that's why I say don't put a story to it, because you might misinterpret something. Well, here it's night fishing, right? So like, they're like, oh yeah, we would go night fishing too. So it was just cool to see that she picked up on all of this stuff with that. Yeah. We had someone else with like a necklace, and they picked up on things that wouldn't necessarily, like, I wouldn't have picked up on from looking at what the object was. So it's really cool little stories and it's nice to see people interacting, just like having to share those stories and kind of getting a little bit closer and feeling more comfortable with each other by the end of the night. So yeah.
I love that too, because like say it's like family members who have passed on and you're
Mhm.
able to share your story of your family
Yeah.
and somebody picked up on it. I think that would be so cool.
Yeah,
I
no, it
love that you
really was.
guys are
Oh my God,
doing
I got
that.
so emotional. So I get emotional with everything anyway. Like I'm just like one of those people. And just hearing people share their stories, or the one guy kept feeling like his hand was being grabbed, like touched, like someone was holding his hand, and he couldn't figure out why. So like in the story, it turns out like the object that they gave the person matched with like their girlfriend would like, it's like a comfort thing. Like he would grab his hand a certain way when he was nervous, and it just completely matched with the sensations he was getting
Oh,
from holding this picture. And yeah, it
huh.
was so cool just to see how it all played out. But
That is super cool. Let's see. Michael's here.
hey, Michael. Hey, Damon. So I think I saw Sandy wanted a card. Oh, that's baby Andy. Hey, what's up? So we had Big Daddy Andy and the little baby Andy. Or no, that's Big Daddy Andy. Sorry, I read that wrong. I'm sorry, Andy.
They had 2 stink bugs in their room. Those are the little ones that like stick their butts up, right? And they look like roaches and they're pretty big.
Oh
Those
my God, and
freak
they
me out.
fly into everything. There's like total menaces to society.
Ooh, they're staying there another night.
Ooh.
And they're the only ones there. That's a dream, right?
That is phenomenal. So
Yes.
any kind of activity that you get, you're the only ones there.
Yeah. You guys warmed it up for 'em.
Yeah, it's gonna be all kinds of warmed up now. So I'm gonna pull a
Oh
card
yeah, there it is. Yeah.
from India really quick. Yeah, so like anything that I'm tripping over, if I'm saying names wrong or anything, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. That's all I know. Another card for validation. I love this card. Lots of wands. So this is a lot of lots of wands. So wands, like forward movement, passion, like ignited passion. Like so wands are going to be like your element of fire. They're going to be like this, the movement, moving of energies, moving of work environments or projects. So I feel like, I don't know why when I saw this, it's almost like I'm getting this sensation where like you may have, or you may currently feel like you're kind of stuck in something, but just to realize like it's not as stagnant as you realize, because this is a card of victory. So whatever your focus is on right now, whether it's work or a project for your own personal enjoyment, it's not that it's not going anywhere. You're in the right moment with it, and it is a victorious, like just realize whatever you're doing it right. So don't second guess yourself, and don't think that it's not going anywhere, because it is. It's the victory wreath in there right there shows that it's going well. This is something to be celebrated. And it is moving. And if it hasn't felt like it's moving, it's going to start feeling like it's moving very fast, very soon. You're going to have obstacles moved out of your way. If certain things feel like you don't know why they happen, just realize it's the universe is saying, I'm going to take care of this for you. So don't second guess that too much, because this is going to be a very stable time for you. This is like, so the Four of Wands is about celebration. It's about stability. It's about family coming together, friends becoming family, just this very loving, supportive, a solid foundation to build upon. So whatever's going on, if it's not already moving, it's going to be moving soon. And it's moving in the right direction for something very stable to build upon, whether it be family or friends or career. So I don't know if that makes any sense to you at all, but that's a really amazing card read right there. And just pay attention to the things that spark your interest too, because a lot of wands, a lot of fire's passion, passion moves things. I don't know if that makes sense at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm starting to learn to pay attention more to the elements in cards lately. Like I realize I don't do that enough. And there's a lot of clues in that. So like fire is like it is that movement, it's that passion. And it's like, depending on what card it is, it's either building up or it's dying out, or you need to do something to move it along. And even like with cups, water is all kinds of like, it can be frozen, it could be like, stagnant, it can flow, it can overflow. And
does that mean that cups is like mostly about emotion and feelings?
Cups are definitely emotions. Anything to do with like your heart center, anything to do with, and like that's why like intuition and intuitive, because I feel like that kind of goes with emotion too. For me, it does anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
But yeah. So yeah. Oh, did Sam pop on here? We did go over her
I
dream.
never saw Sam.
Okay. Well,
so she's probably busy. But yeah, she'll keep me posted on that. So I think that some people either just didn't feel like they got the dream talisman. I don't know how many people were actually trying because I didn't like make anybody accountable. So it was just kind of like a fun experiment. So
it was fun. I'm glad that we did it. It was nice to play with that. And then, well, now I'm going to be playing with tarot cards with it too. I'm either just going to go out and find something that feels right for a talisman, or I'm going to try to find it through a dream yet. But
yeah, I'm definitely going to do what you did, and I'm going to try a card. I'm going to stick it under my pillow because that was one of the things. You can use a talisman for different things. You can use it for protection. You could use it for like searching for things like psychic and intuitive, projects. There's a lot of things you can use them for. So, I mean, if it's something you're interested in, having some kind of dream companion object like that, I suggest looking into it and seeing, what crystals are great. I mean, they even make pillows that have like a little pocket where you can put your crystal in the pocket.
They do not. Do they really?
Yeah.
Okay. I need one of these because I love crystals. They're everywhere.
Yeah, me too.
This is one of those things. They're like my best friends. Crystals and trees. I'm like, they're my people.
Yeah, I agree. I've said it before. I go out in my garden every day and I talk to, luckily I don't have that many plants, but I go out and I talk to the different plants, and I always tell them, like the roses, I say, you're beautiful. I can't wait to see your flowers. I tell the tree, protect the birds. And like, it just like, it feels good to, just make a compliment. It's good. Even if you don't believe that you're impacting these things in your environment, it's a positive thing to do for yourself, to see things, say something positive to it. It will uplift you as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And it reinforces that that just in knowing that we're all connected somehow.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I love that you do that. That makes me so happy. Okay, I am gonna read a card for Michael really quick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Michael, I'll show you the cards. I want a little bit of validation on this, but I pulled the Judgment card, and I feel like that's kind of vindication for me. Ooh. Okay. So if you've been feeling like either you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself or you feel like you've been under a lot of pressure, you are going to start coming into a time of things. I don't know if necessarily being revealed is the way to state this. And if another word comes to you that is better than revealed, go with that. But I just feel like things are going to be revealed to yourself and to others where there's going to be this vindication. You're going to have like this weight lifted off your shoulder. You're not going to feel as heavy as you did before. And this is kind of like a moving on, or like stepping up out of just, I don't know if it's like a cruddy situation, but you're moving into a better situation. And the Queen of Cups is asking you to pay attention to how you're feeling. Pay attention to where your thoughts are flowing, because where your thoughts go, energy goes. So like if you're being really hard on yourself, or if you're listening to other people being really hard on, your vibration isn't going to be as high as it could be. So just pay attention to that. And if you catch it, like, give yourself one good thing about yourself that you like, or one good thing that you can appreciate in your environment, to try to like help lift up your energy, because I feel like you're coming into a time where you're coming out of this. I don't know if it's a bad time, but like your energy's a little bit lower and it's going to be lifting soon. So anything you can do to help yourself, And I just pulled another card here just because I need a little bit of validation. And you're coming into more stable times. So just realize if this is something that you're feeling really low about, it's not permanent. You're coming into a much better scene very soon. So just pay attention to your energy levels, pay attention to how you're feeling in yourself, and also your intuition's going to guide you. It's another thing that just came to me with the Queen of Cups is she's a very intuitive woman. She sees things and they guide her. So pay attention to signs. If your gut tells you to do something, I'd listen to that because it's going to lead you in the right direction. So Michael, I hope that helped you a little bit. But yeah, so this was a really fun night. Thank you guys, everybody, for showing up. And let's see, in 2 weeks, another show in 2 weeks?
Yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks. And if you have dreams or...
Please send in your dreams, guys. And if anyone did find a talisman and you didn't let us know, let us know. And if anyone you want to talk about it, we could have people on, right, to talk about it if they did.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have a cool experience or a dream that you want to come on and talk to us live, and that'd be fun.
Yeah. So get those dreams into us. If you have any questions, get those into us too. We can have a little dialogue with you. If anyone wants to be a guest and to talk about dreams or tarot or the combination of the two, reach out to us. Let us know. Let's get your beautiful little face up on here with us. So with that, I guess keep your eyes peeled. We'll post when the next show is going to be. And anything that I'm missing, Dee Dee, that we need to add?
No, I think that's you said it all. It's perfect. And we'll be back in 2 weeks, and then reach out to either one of us if you have questions, and we'll try to help you.
Beautiful. Thank you, guys, and enjoy the rest of your evening and have a wonderful week. All right. Bye.